Hey children, here are the weird DNAs that explain your quirky habits. Number 6. You yawn when others do. Someone yawns across the room and boom, suddenly you're yawning too. You're trying to fight it, but your mouth just opened on its own like your body has a mind of its own. This isn't you being suggestible or tired. This is contagious yawning, and it's hardwired into your DNA through something called mirror neurons. These neurons fire when you act and when you watch someone else do it. It's the same brain mechanism that makes you flinch when you see someone get hurt in a movie. Scientists believe contagious yawning is linked to empathy and social bonding. The more empathetic you are, the more likely you'll catch someone else's yawn. Studies show that people with certain genetic variations affecting oxytocin receptors, the bonding hormone, are more susceptible to contagious yawning. Here's the kicker. Psychopaths and people with certain personality disorders are less likely to yawn contagiously because their empathy circuits aren't firing the same way. So if you're that person who yawns every time someone else does, congrats, your DNA literally makes you more human. What's even more fascinating is that this phenomenon gets stronger with age. Children under 4 rarely yawn contagiously because their mirror neuron systems are still developing. As you grow up, your brain becomes increasingly tuned to mirror the actions of those around you. Number 5. The sun sneeze syndrome. Achoo! You step outside on a bright sunny day and suddenly, achoo! You sneeze. Not because you're sick, not because of allergies, but because the sun literally triggered your sneeze reflex. You probably thought everyone did this, right? Wrong. Only about 18 to 35% of people have this genetic quirk, and it's called the photic sneeze reflex. Or, if you want to sound fancy, achoo syndrome. Yes, that's actually what scientists call it. Here's what's actually happening in your brain. When bright lights hit your eyes, your optic nerve gets overwhelmed and accidentally triggers your trigeminal nerve, which controls your sneeze reflex. It's like your brain's wiring got crossed during installation, and now light equals sneeze. This trait is autosomal dominant, meaning if one of your parents has it, you have a 50% chance of inheriting it. The weirdest part? This could have actually been dangerous for our ancestors. Imagine hunting or being hunted under the sunlight and suddenly sneezing and giving away their position. Now, natural selection should have eliminated this, but here we are, still sneezing in the sun like a confused caveman. The reflex can also be triggered by other bright lights like LED lights, camera flashes, and brightly lit rooms. For pilots and surgeons with this condition, it can create unique challenges during their work. Number 4. You hate certain sounds. The sound of someone chewing, breathing loudly, pen clicking, these sounds don't just annoy you, they make your blood boil. You feel genuine rage, disgust, or panic. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, and you want to either flee or make that sound stop. Welcome to misophonia. And yes, there's a genetic component to this too. Research suggests that people with misophonia have differences in their brain structure, particularly in their anterior insular cortex, which processes emotions. When you hear these trigger sounds, your brain's threat detection system goes into overdrive, treating the sounds like actual danger. Your fight or flight response activates over someone eating chips. Seems dramatic, but your DNA doesn't care about social norms. Scientists believe this sensitivity might be hereditary, passed down through families. If your parents can't stand certain sounds, chances are you inherited that delightful trait. Some researchers think this hypersensitivity might have evolved as a survival mechanism, helping our ancestors detect subtle sounds that could signal danger. Brain scans show that misophonia sufferers have strong connectivity between their auditory cortex and limbic system. So when someone says just ignore it, they literally don't understand that your brain is wired differently. You're not dramatic. Your genetics made you this way. Number 3. You're a night owl or a morning person. Some people spring out of bed at 5 a.m. ready to conquer the world. Others are basically zombies until noon and come alive at midnight. This isn't about discipline or laziness, it's about your chronotype. And it's determined by your genes. Your internal biological clock is controlled by what scientists call clock genes, particularly ones like PER3, clock, and CRY1. Variations in these genes determine whether you're naturally wired to wake up early or stay up late. Studies on identical twins show this chronotype is about 47% heritable, meaning your DNA plays a huge role in whether you're team morning or team night. Night owls often have a longer circadian rhythm cycle, meaning their body naturally wants to stay awake longer and wake up later. Morning larks have a shorter cycle, making them naturally wake up earlier. Neither is better or worse, they're just different genetic programs. The problem is that modern society is built for morning people. So if you're a night owl, you're basically fighting your DNA every single workday. Here's the evolutionary angle. Having different chronotypes in the group meant someone was always awake and alert, protecting the tribe from predators or threats. Night owls were the night watchmen and morning people were the early hunters. Your genes are still playing the ancient role, except now instead of watching for saber-toothed tigers, you're watching Netflix at 2 a.m. Fighting your natural chronotype has real consequences. Night owls are forced to wake up early and experience what scientists call social jet lag, especially living in a different time zone from what your body wants to. This leads to chronic sleep deprivation, affecting your mood, immune system, and metabolism. Number 2, you can smell rain before it falls. You walk outside and suddenly announce, it's gonna rain. Everyone looks at you like you're a weather wizard, but you just know. You can smell it in the air. This isn't magic. It's genetics enhancing your sensitivity to a compound called geosmin. Geosmin is produced by soil bacteria and gets released into the air when rain disturbs the ground. Most people can't detect it, but some people have genetic variations that make their olfactory receptors incredibly sensitive to it. They are able to detect it at a concentration as low as 5 parts per trillion. That's insane sensitivity, and it's all thanks to your DNA. Why would evolution give us this ability? Scientists think it might have helped our ancestors locate water sources or recognize fertile soil for growing crops. Being able to smell approaching rain could mean the difference between finding water and dying of thirst. Today, it just means you're really good at predicting the weather without checking your phone. The wild part is that your ability to smell rain is also connected to memories and emotions because smell is processed in the same brain region as memory and emotion. That's why the smell of rain often makes people feel nostalgic or peaceful. Your DNA isn't just giving you a superpower, it's giving you feelings about it too. That distinctive rain smell has a name. Petrichor. It's a combination of geosmin and plant oils released when it rains. Your genes determine not just whether you can smell it, but how intensely you experience it. Number 1, you have uncontrollable Proustian memory responses. You smell something, maybe cookies baking or a specific perfume, and suddenly you're transported back to your childhood. You don't just remember it, you feel it. This incredibly vivid memory, triggered by smell, is called a Proustian memory. And your genes influence how strongly you experience this. The olfactory bulb has direct connections to your amygdala and hippocampus, the brain regions responsible for emotion and memory. Some people have genetic variations that make these connections stronger and more active. When a smell hits your nose, it bypasses your logical thinking brain and goes straight to your emotional core, triggering memories that feel more real than any photograph. Research shows that certain variations in genes related to neurotransmitter function affect how intensely people experience smell trigger memories. If you're someone who gets overwhelmed by nostalgic smells, you can thank your DNA for making those neural pathways extra sensitive. This trait evolved because remembering where food was or recognizing danger through smell was crucial for survival. The beautiful but slightly annoying part about this genetic quirk is that you have zero control over it. You can be having a normal day, catch a whiff of something random, and suddenly you're an emotional mess, remembering your grandmother's kitchen from 20 years ago. Your DNA doesn't care about your schedule or your emotional stability, it just wants you to remember. What makes smell-based memories so powerful is that unique neural pathway. Visual and auditory information gets processed through the thalamus first. Smell goes directly to emotion and memory centers, which is why these memories feel so immediate and visceral. You're not just remembering, you're re-experiencing. If you want to watch more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. See ya!